It is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. You know, once you hit 40, you really can't wear your hat backward.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Like, do I have to change my style and start wearing loafers and I don't even know. I don't think so, Chris, because I feel younger than 40. And I'm not 40 yet, so just relax a little bit, man.
Less than 2 weeks, brother. Less than 2
I
weeks.
know.
We're going to have to celebrate big time. Do we have, let me see here. I got to look at the calendar and see what day of the week.
It's Monday. We got a show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be grand. I cannot wait. A Monday. Excellent. Let's start it off with really a tip of the cap to baseball and how they celebrated Lou Gehrig Day on Tuesday. I'm wearing my End ALS shirt. I was sent this by my buddy Boog Shambi and the good people over at Obvious Shirts. Mainstream.org is where you can donate. And I loved seeing everybody around the baseball world rally around this obviously dreaded disease. You know, our good friend Sarah Langs has been fighting the good fight for several years. We saw the Phillies broadcast booth, Tom McCarthy and Ruben Amaro wearing the End ALS shirts. The great thing about these shirts is whatever your favorite team is, you can get the team colors, right? They were wearing the Phillies colors. I'm wearing my Guardians colors, etc. So go help out. All the money raised goes to, fighting ALS and stopping it. So love what Boog has done. I love him. He's been a good friend for 20 plus years. And I know that means the world to him. So go support. We've got it in the description. Go click the link. All right. Go get it. Let's start talking about what happened on Tuesday. And we start with this. Cam Schlittler has been the best pitcher in the American League this year. Shortest outing of the season. Courtesy of my little Cleveland Guardians. They just chipped away and gave good at bats. Manzardo hit a homer, the whole bit. Travis Bazzana did exceptionally well. The rookie, not afraid of his Bronx debut, 4 ribs on the night. This kind of solidified it late in the game. The big news was that Aaron Judge did not start for the Yankees. He's been nursing what's called a high rib injury. He's actually feeling the injury in his shoulder. Here's his skipper, Aaron Boone.
Kind of symptomatic. Dr. Mott saw him in line with what the imaging and stuff, but I think we're gonna have a specialist look at it too, just because it's kind of a unique spot and everything. So we'll have a specialist probably look at it tomorrow and see where we're at and see how he feels tomorrow with it.
So in your mind, still a day-to-day thing?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, for now. You have dealt with rib injuries, maybe not in that specific area. What can you let us know about this?
That you got to take your time with that. I've never really heard anyone have a problem in their upper rib area that affects their shoulder. But again, that's what kind of happens. You start compensating, and maybe some of his mechanics have gotten in the way of that. And if you look at the numbers, I don't know how long he's been dealing with this per se, but he had a down May for Aaron Judge, an 805 OPS. By the way, I would kill for an 805 OPS. But for Aaron Judge, that's not great. We've just come to expect basically high 9 or 1 dot from him. Where the Yankees are in the standings and the overall the AL in general just isn't great. You just got to take your time, make sure he's good. I would put him on the IL. Belly's having a great year. Ben Rice is having a great year. You got guys that can carry that offense enough where, especially at this time of the year, I'd make sure he's okay because you got World Series aspirations. That's it. Jazz Chisholm went on Fallon and said it. I know, what are you supposed to say in that situation? But for Judge, yeah, let's get this thing right.
According to our one-of-a-kind producer, people are speculating that it happened on May 3rd when he went into the wall. Here it is. Ouch. Doesn't look great. His OPS was well over 1,000 at the time, a 1-dotter. Since then, it's under 700. So, we're not here to connect dots. You're right. I guess my question is this. If Aaron Judge says, hey, I'm good, I'm okay, I can deal with the pain, guys play through stuff all year long. How long of a leash do you give the face of your organization?
I think you just have to go up to him and say, you got to be really honest with us and explain the situation. He's a smart enough guy to understand, like, yeah, look, it's cool to be tough and want to play through things, but there are times where you just have to be smart. So you got to have those conversations. I don't know. Aaron Judge has a lot of say in that organization, obviously.
Yeah, because I could see him saying, listen, guys, I'm here. Like, he loves to be out there every day. That's how he leads, right? He doesn't say a whole lot.
And going on the IL sucks. Like, if he's on the IL, it's going to be a month and a half. And like the thought of that is daunting.
Whoa. Time out. 6 weeks?
4 to 6 weeks. I mean, that's what will happen, Chris. They're not going to rush him back. They're not going to put him on the IL for 15 days and like, you're good to go. I mean, I don't see it playing out that way. Do you?
No. Well, last year, right?
I guess it depends. I'm just speculating because in my mind, that's what happens in situations like this. You want to make sure it's completely right. Maybe that was a little egregious, but I think that's just kind of what happens. I mean, the thought of that, even 2 weeks is daunting. It's like, dude, what do I got to do for 2 weeks? And with the rib, you do nothing. You do nothing. You let it heal. And then, you start doing some motion, getting, I'm sure the shoulder, he's going to have to start working through that. But nobody wants to go on the IL, man.
Well, when you got hit by that pitch, right, in the ribs, how long did it bother you?
I mean, he's getting imaging done. I broke my rib. And so I was out for, I want to say 2 months.
You were out for 2 months?
I think so.
Oh, did that heal it though?
Yeah, and it ended up healing it, but that's all it was. It healed up. It took some time because again, you just can't really do anything. You can't cast a rib. You still have to move. You can't like just sit still. Like,
right. You can't.
That's the hardest thing. Like any other, like, if you arm, leg, like you can at least try to like stabilize it. You can't stabilize a rib. It's kind of why it takes a while to heal because you are constantly like moving it.
Yeah, Joel Sherman in the New York Post reported that the Yankees were kind of in a panic on Monday night. Then they felt better after some testing on Tuesday. But they are having him see a specialist. And he's got
to get an MRI because it's hard to pick up stuff with ribs.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've heard all sorts of injuries that go undetected first imaging through, and then somebody else takes a look and they're like, no, here's what it is. You hope that the Yankees have a better word. I imagine that Aaron Boone will meet with the media ahead of time. He will, whether or not he has the full results by, 3 hours before first pitch. We'll see on Wednesday. But it's something to keep your eye on here. And by the way, I know that you said that they're a good line. That is such a different lineup without him in it. Such a different lineup. Ben Rice you're right. He's been great, and Bellinger has been fantastic. But man, oh man, that is a much more manageable lineup when he's not in there, or the thought of him even being in the lineup. Because when you get to 8 and 9 in the batting order, you're like, well, I better figure shit out before I have to get back around to 2.
Agreed. I mean, there's no replacing Aaron Judge. They did go 16 and 12 in May with a down month from him. They have the pitching to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know about the bullpen, but they have the pitching.
Well, listen, if it gets more severe here, we'll obviously update it on Thursday's show. But we wish him well. Hope that the meeting with the specialist goes well. You mentioned that Jazz Chisholm was on the Tonight Show. I believe that was on Monday night. Here is Cleveland's Hall of Fame radio broadcaster, Tom Hamilton.
That'll bring up Jazz Chisholm. Well, he predicted the Yankees will win the World Series. He did that last night on the Jimmy Fallon Show. Pretty amazing. He got on the Jimmy Fallon Show batting .239.
Only the way Tom can. Was that mean?
One, let me defend Jazz here. What's he supposed to say? I mean, I think the question was, what was the question Jimmy asked him? Like, what do we got here? How far can the Yankees go? What's he supposed to say? Oh, we're going to lose in the divisional round.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm defending Jazz in that regard. And then as far as that statement, I feel like guys of his age, I don't know his age. I'm assuming it's 50s, 60s.
No, he's Tom's almost 70.
Okay, even better for my point. They have a much different view of late night TV.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Pretty much anyone can get on those shows now.
Yeah, when I was growing up, late night TV with Johnny Carson hosting the Tonight Show and David Letterman doing his thing, and eventually Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall and things like that was a different ball game back then. Yeah, let me hear it for the pound. Different ball game back then. And you know what, Jazz? When you play in New York and you've got a big personality, you're going to get invited on that sort of stuff. So. Yes, Tom is probably not informed on today's world, but for people then in the comments to say, well, who the hell is Tom Hamilton? Well, I know obviously you don't listen to a lot of baseball because he's only one of the best radio broadcasters we've ever had in the history of the sport. So, but those are his quippy little lines, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually, also, that's a good one. I don't care. That's fine.
Right,
it's funny.
a good little zinger.
Yeah, it's a little zinger. I'm not like mad at him for saying that, but it is
right.
Yeah, the late night stuff now. I mean,
yeah. Okay. Love to hear if you even watch late night TV. Wonder if people do. I just see the clips on my social media. Also, Yankee fans, how worried are you about Aaron Judge? Scale of 1 to 10. You can throw it in the comments. Let us know how you're feeling about all that. Obviously, we'll know much more today, is my guess. Hey, today's episode of Baseball Today, it's sponsored by our friends at Samuel Adams. That's right. This summer, America turns 250 and has never looked better. Nobody's more ready to raise a glass than the beer named after the founding father himself, Samuel Adams. From the man who helped spark a revolution to the brand that's been brewing independence since 1984, Sam Adams is leading the celebration all summer long. Crack open a summer ale, that crisp, citrusy wheat ale with a bright lemon finish that tastes like the 4th of July in a glass, or you can grab the limited edition Star Spangled Variety Pack. It's loaded with summer ale, porch rocker, American Light, fan favorite, blueberry lager. Look for their retro-inspired packaging in a store near you because it isn't just another summer. It's America's 250th. So join the rally, raise a Sam, for the founders, for the flavor, for 250 years of independence. Cheers to 250. America, this Sam's for you. Samuel Adams, the Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts, SamuelAdams.com. Savor the flavor responsibly. You know, a bunch of years ago, Plouffe.
You see that magically appear right there?
What's that? Yeah. Nice work. Nice work. I got mine up.
250 years old. Let's go, America.
I was at the Samuel Adams Brewing, the original brewing place up in Boston a bunch of years ago.
Okay.
Whew. Awesome. What a great experience. For you. Huh?
You pop some back or what?
I was allowed to taste test on that day.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. All right, it's time right now for Pack in the Park, where we look at players and storylines that are getting fans into the stadium. It is brought to you by SeatGeek. And there are few atmospheres that are better than Milwaukee, Wisconsin these days. And maybe pitching's biggest surprise. Well, he was back on the mound again last night, and he showed his original team why they thought so highly of him before trading him in the Rafael Devers deal.
Got him. That's 12, matching a career high. Kyle Harrison will leave to a standing ovation here in Milwaukee. I mean, another whale of an effort. Tied a career high with 12 strikeouts.
Yeah, just amazing work tonight again.
I mean, I think that always brings out emotion, and I think it can be very dangerous, and it doesn't always help, you know what I mean? And I thought it took him off kilter a little bit. I talked to him after the first inning. You know, hey man, this is about the Brewers. You know, this isn't about you and where you used to play. They gave you an opportunity, and you know what? And he didn't. He looked at me like, I got it. You know, so I was creating something in my mind probably that he probably wasn't there, but I felt like he was a little amped up. It was awfully good. He really gives a damn, you know what I mean? He cares and he wants to be great. He's worked through whatever he's had to work through.
That, of course, his manager in Milwaukee, Pat Murphy. It was interesting that Murph immediately thought about that. Like, hey, calm your shit down. This isn't about you against them. Does that tend to happen?
I mean, it can add a little extra fire, but I mean, I feel like if you're with a team like longer, it means something. He wasn't with the Giants or the Red Sox, long enough.
Yeah. I mean, the Giants drafted him. Obviously, he was their number one pitching prospect, and they said.
And he got traded for Rafael Devers.
Right.
I mean, that's like, it's not like, you threw me away for. I think the Red Sox, you'd be like, what'd you trade? Who'd you trade for me?
Oh.
No offense. By the way, He is filthy. Like, that fastball is something else. You see guys, like, they just don't know what to do. It just jumps at you, like kind of like a lower arm slot, but it's got the rise on it. It's just, man, he was filthy last night. I know it's the Giants, but
yeah, but he's been great all year. He has been great all year. He's got 3 double-digit strikeout games. He had 2 in his career before this season. He's just been absolutely incredible. We'll see him in Philadelphia for the All-Star game with his teammate Jacob Mizorowski, which brings me to this point. Brewers are the only team with multiple pitchers that have struck at least a dozen batters in a start this year. If the Tigers do put Tarik Skubal on the trade block, should the Brewers do everything in their power to make sure they put that triumvirate together?
No, I don't know, man. I'm curious, like the packages that the Tigers are going to be offered. You see guys go on, whatever, MLB Network and kind of throw packages out. I'm very curious to what it's going to be and what Scott Harris is like thinking about. And again, like they could get back in this thing, and this might just be a fodder in early June for us. But I don't think the Brewers are the team that's going to go after it. I mean, look, I know like the starting rotation doesn't have like the name depth, but they've been really, really good. The guys that have stepped up, they got a couple guys injured now, but I don't think it's a super serious thing. Like Logan Henderson came. He's been really good for them. He's on the IL with a lower back injury, but I think he'll be back. A guy like a Coleman Crow, Brandon Sprout, Chad Patrick, these guys have all made starts in May, and they've all been fine. Like there's enough depth there where I don't think that's their main area of concern. I'd love a right-handed bat for the Milwaukee Brewers. I think we talk about that almost like every single year. I'd go that route. The Brewers are just one of those teams that I feel like they'll find the pitching. The pitching is not going to be the problem for them. So I'm not shipping everybody out. That's not what they do, except for CC Sabathia that one year, which you're going to talk about, I'm sure. But that, to me, no, I'm not in on it.
Why wouldn't they? Like what? Let's be honest. There's not a right-handed bat that's going to change the complexion of a playoff series. Tarik Skubal.
That's what they needed last year. The Dodgers didn't blow him out. They just didn't score against the Dodgers.
Okay. If the Dodgers had to go into a series against Mizorowski, Skubal, and the way Kyle Harrison's throwing the ball, you don't think that would scare them a little bit?
Of course it would scare them a little bit. But, Chris, here's the games when they swept them. 2-1, 5-1, 3-1, 5-1. This wasn't an offensive series already. And Mizorowski wasn't Mizorowski. And Kyle Harrison wasn't there.
Okay, so you think getting a middle-of-the-road right-handed bat, because unless somebody shocks the you-know-what out of us.
Yeah, I don't know who the right-handed bat is. That's my caveat to that answer. Here's the runs this Brewers scored, 1-1-1-1.
Yep, it wasn't great.
So, I mean, a bat, I guess I go right-handed because they have enough lefties in that line. Now, just a bat.
Okay. You and I differ. I would do everything I can. They have a great farm system, including the number one prospect in all of baseball, and they're not, they're not going to give him up. Jesus is staying right here. So he's good, but they do have a couple, I think they probably could put together an intriguing package for the Tigers.
I'm going to look something up real quick.
By all means.
This is going to be so bad, and do not clip this. Unclippable. I'm looking up Tarik Skubal's postseason numbers. In my mind, they haven't been great.
Tarik Skubal?
Oh, and they have been great. Okay, never mind. Yeah, why have I thought that they haven't been great? He's been great.
He gave up the grand slam.
Is that all it is? Was it Lane Thomas?
That was it.
That was it. That's what's in my mind. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. So
yeah, go look at last year's starts again. The one against the Guardians, and then the 2 against the Mariners.
I lost out on that one. In my head was different. That's why I said no clipping. I fact checked myself. It's fine.
Yes, you did. That's all right. And Christopher Sanchez is still 6'6". So the Brewers have 4 of the top 65, 5 of the top 100 prospects. I know that the Tigers have a great farm system as well, but you're looking for young guys who can be able to add to that offense. That's really primarily, plus you'll need a pitcher in the deal as well. And the Brewers, their best prospects are all bats. They've got a couple of guys. Like I said, Jesus Mate is not, he's off limits. You're not getting him. But there's a couple of guys they traded for Jet Williams with Sproat, Mets deal, right? Cooper Pratt, who we know they just signed to a $50 million extension before even taking a big league at bat, is much more glove-worthy than bat-worthy, but they feel like he can turn into something. So those are both guys that would be easily available as part of a package. But we'll see.
I'm actually looking for hitters for them right now, and I'm having a tough time.
Dude, I'm telling you, the only right-handed bat that I could definitively put out there that would make sense is Casey Schmidt, and I mentioned him the other day for the Giants because you can also play him multiple positions, and he's been their best hitter. Why do you got stanky?
I'm looking right now. I had Nolan Arenado in my mind. Like that seems like a Brewers move, but Arizona's doing well too.
Yeah, come on now, you stop that.
Christian Walker.
Okay, now there's one I think that could be interesting if Houston doesn't feel like it, but that's never been in their DNA to give up, and they just got Hader back, so maybe they're going to give themselves time, as much time as possible, before pulling the switch on that one. Okay, thank you. Let us know, Brewers. Do we think that could happen? How much fun would that be? Like nothing else has worked for them. I would love to see teams like Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Tampa go for it. Go for it. Just say, you know what? We've had really good regular seasons, and in some cases, we've had good, solid playoff runs. Heck, the Rays made it all the way to the World Series in 2020, thinking the way they do. But you know what? Screw it. Let's flip the script. Let's try something different. For God's sakes. They're prospects. You don't have to hang out to all of them. If you trust your drafting and developing department, you're going to find more of them.
Josh Young?
What?
Josh Young?
All right. It's time for me to move on.
Okay.
This episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. Covering baseball every day means June is nonstop, right? We're 2+ months into the baseball season. The NBA Finals tip tonight. Stanley Cup Finals just got going last night. The World Cup is right around the corner. And if you want to actually be there for any of it, you need our friends at SeatGeek. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app around. Over 70,000 events across sports, concerts, festivals. MLB's official ticket marketplace. Every baseball ticket is fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled. Plus, they're always looking out for your pocketbook and your wallet because they are giving you the signals that those seats are good and those ones are not great for you. Look for the green dots. That means it's a great deal. Red dot means nah, not best for your wallet. Keep looking. And of course, got a code for you. You can use the code BASEBALL2026, 10% off your next set of Major League Baseball tickets at SeatGeek. That is 10% off any MLB tickets with the promo code BASEBALL2026. Just click the link in the description, download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. And thank you to our friends over at SeatGeek. Look whose hat I'm wearing. I don't know if I've done that this year. Maybe one other time. It's the Baltimore Orioles. They've been on a heck of a run. They have won 8 of their last 11. Basically, it's been rinse and repeat.
This season, Justin Verlander as well. Alonso with a drive, screaming towards the top of the monster, and it is gone. In no time flat.
Okay, did you check those standings? Just a half game out in the American League wild card chase. Does this team feel legit?
They're getting there, and they're doing things that I have like a new way I'm ranking teams now in my head. And it's like, what's the bottom of your lineup look like? The bottom of their lineup has been getting the job done as of late. You know, Holiday coming back is good for them. If you look kind of just up and down, they're getting better contributions, and especially in the month of May. Like Kobe Mayo was horrible in April, was better in May. Colton Cowser, we saw him have some incredible walk-offs, but over the last 2 weeks, he's been really, really good, almost hitting 400. Blaze Alexander had an incredible May. That's what I had to look up before the show. I was like, wait a second. Are these May stats right? And they are. Adley's been better. So, like, up and down the lineup, they've just been a better baseball team, which is going to help you win games. And they have some guys performing for them. Like, Brandon Young's been good in their starting rotation. I still think that's a soft spot in their roster. Are they legit? I think they're going to be in contention in the AL. I don't know if they're legit yet, Chris. I'm not going to put that on them just yet, because I think, to me, legit means, like, can they make a deep postseason run? And I don't see that from them.
Yeah, I think our view is really distorted this year. Just because you're within 2 or 3 games of a playoff spot, or in their case, a half game out, that doesn't make you good. Just makes you
in the AL. No,
right. It just makes you good, competitive. It means you're around, and people say, well, all we need to do is make the playoffs. I would be shocked if this team could win multiple playoff series with the way that they're built. And, I like the trade for Boz. I know they gave up an awful lot of prospects, highly thought of prospects for him. But when he pitched like he did last night in Boston, you can see why. And then you understand why they gave him an extension, even though he barely had any tenure in Baltimore. But Chris Bassett's got to get better. Like, part of their bullpen has thrown an ungodly number of innings because this rotation has just not done its job the first 10 weeks of the season. And that's just not going to be good enough. So yeah, I think they'll stick around because the American League is so crappy. But let's not distort this. Let's call it what it is. They're around because the rest of the league can't play baseball. So
is Albert Suarez going to find his way back into the rotation at some point? That's all I want to know. My guy.
You mean on a consistent basis?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he hasn't started the game yet this year.
I mean, yeah, he might have to start at some point if,
It's him and Cater Montero, my guys, man. I do like weird baseball players. I do. Shout out Rico Garcia. I don't think we talk about him or Yennier Cano on the show barely ever, and they've had phenomenal starts to the year, especially Rico.
Alonso has played really well the last 2 weeks, a 949 OPS, slugging 566 and hitting over 300. Gunnar Henderson, I'm still waiting. He has been nowhere to be found. For a player who's an elite player, you can't be invisible for two plus months, can you?
I'm looking right now. Overall numbers, yeah.
Isn't he at exactly a 700 OPS?
Exactly at 700. He's getting the slug up because he's got 13 homers, but it hasn't looked the same. The games that I've watched, it just hasn't looked the same.
Yeah, I don't know. And I loved what they did in the offseason. I thought they had a nice, fun offseason and could kind of get back into this thing. But you got to sit and scratch your head a little bit. But then again, I wanted them to.
Gunnar is hitting 128 against four-seamers on the year, and that's a pitch that last year he hit 327 against. It's always been a pitch that he's hammered. And whenever guys are like off fastballs, it just tells me like it's a mechanical issue. You got to be on fastballs. That's like the number one thing you do as a hitter. I got to be on time for the heater. I got to be able to crush heaters. I know they're throwing extremely hard this year. I get it, but like that's still the calling card for hitters. Be able to be on time for the fastball. He's just not right now.
Okay. I don't know, O's fans. Let us know how optimistic you are. Has it just been a good, 2-week run here, or do you feel like something better, or you still missing stuff? And if so, what? Let us know. Hey, today's episode is sponsored by Shady Rays. Oh, God, hold on one second, Dan. Before I get to Shady Rays, I forgot about this. I have to show you this hilarious clip. This guy, Mike, who does like these crazy voiceovers. I don't know if you saw this. Gunnar Henderson was trying to beat out a base hit. He was called out at first base. They replayed it. Here is Mike's take on the whole thing. I'll get to Shady Rays in a second.
When you slow it down, pause, you can see he's safe. I just do not fucking understand. Pick any angle that you fucking want. Choose the one in the Jumbotron. Choose the one on my fucking screen in my room. How many guys? How many fucking assholes you need in here to somehow still get this call wrong? I can't be the only one. Ready to blow a gasket over this.
Dude, I'm sorry. Now I couldn't listen to that every day, but that one I did listen to about 10 times.
That was good. Every time they show the replay room in New York, it looks fake to me. It looks like a movie, because it's like ominous figures that's dark. You only see shadows of people, and they're looking at these screens. It looks like a freaking the beginning of a Michael Bay movie or something. You're like, what is happening? And they still get calls wrong. I'm on that guy's side.
Dan, can you put up the shot of just the control room where they're looking at it in Chelsea? So what we've got a working umpire in there, right?
It's too many people, too many chefs in the kitchen, if you will.
There it is. There's the shot. That is that's hilarious. It is the ominous. They're lurking in the shadows.
I feel like it's fake. I swear I feel like it's fake. I know people have gone there. I haven't, but like it looks fake. Every time they look the exact same.
But what in the world? And I know that they have more angles than the broadcast does. Didn't he look like he was safe?
That's what I'm saying. They still get calls wrong. They still get them wrong. It's like, oh, well, here's what the call in the field. I don't know, man. I like umpires.
I mean, that's safe. It is safe. I would love to know what in the world they saw that we didn't see.
I don't know.
Oh my God. That was funny. So I had to give Michael some credit on that. And it was worth stopping my Shady Rays read just for that. As I was saying before I rudely interrupted myself, today's episode is sponsored by Shady Rays. Shady Rays are built for real sports fans. No more squinting through the sun to track a fly ball when you already have sunglasses on. Shady Rays polarized lens lets you track a fly ball, lets you read the scoreboard, lets you see the ump that blew the last out of the call at the plate, and then they went out to Chelsea and they still didn't get it right. They're lightweight frames. They won't slip whether you're at the ballpark or the golf course or watching the game outside on the patio. Here's the best part of the equation. With Shady Rays lost and broken protection, if you lose or break them, even right after you get them, Shady Rays replaces them. I'm talking no drama, no stress, no replacement guilt, just a new pair. It's headed your way. So from the first pitch to the final out, do not let the sun mess with your game. In fact, we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head on over to shadyrays.com. Use the code BASEBALL50. You're going to get half off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that's rated 5 stars by more than 300,000 satisfied customers. All right. Look who's back in Philly for the first time since his release. None other than Nick Castellanos. Now, he did not get an at-bat in the Padres' 3-2 loss in the city of brotherly love. What he did get was a nice video tribute on the big board. He got to tip his cap, say hello. It was a nice ovation for him. There were a smattering of boos. Now, before the game, he was asked about his 4-year stay there.
All I know is that anytime that I run into anybody that's a Phillies fan, like away from cameras and away from the field, I get nothing but a lot of, love and positivity. And, I appreciate that. And I think that, at the end of the day, like I spoke my mind, I went about my business, I played every day. I'd never really hit on the IL. And I really wanted to win a ring, Did I do everything 100% correct? Probably not, but did I act true to my heart, how I felt in the moment? 100%. Do I regret anything? No.
That's brutally honest, Nicky C. How would you describe his stay in Philly?
I think he had moments. And some big ones at that. In big time moments. We're looking at this is against the Mets here. That was the 2024 DS. think that's what that was.
Yeah, I think that was earlier, but I could be wrong here. Yeah,
I think it was 2024 NLDS. He had like that big catch against the Braves after like everyone was talking about his defense. Obviously, you're gonna remember Nick Castellanos for a lot of things. When he's all said and done, it's probably gonna be the home run with what's the guy's name, the broadcaster?
Oh, Tom Brenneman.
Tom Brenneman.
Well, I don't think that was his Philly tenure.
I know, but that's like the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think it was full of big moments, and I think he really endeared himself to the fan base, like with his son, always being around the park, and then like the answers that he gives, they're thoughtful, and I feel like he expresses himself, and I think Philadelphia fans really enjoyed that. And he actually like looks like he's from Philadelphia. I don't know if that matters at all, but yeah, I think Phillies fans, like he said, like probably look back at Nick Castellanos fondly. At the end, it wasn't great. He wasn't happy with how things were going, but yeah, I think it's overall a success. If you want to look at like the overall numbers, maybe not, but like he had big moments in big situations.
Yeah, look, his 732 OPS while there was the lowest of any of his stops outside of San Diego, and that's been too small a sample size, and he's gotten off to a terrible start there. But you're right, he did have huge moments. He had back-to-back multi-homer playoff games against the Braves. That had never been done by a Philadelphia player before. He did seem to rise at some big moments. He also had first of all, he's not a great outfielder. We know that. So it felt limited where you can play him, when you could play him. The beer in the dugout thing made no sense for a veteran. Like, he knew better than that.
Yeah, just going to clubhouse, bro, like everybody else.
Right. But he was trying to make a point, I think. Yeah. And I think he probably lost a little bit of favor there. But I've interviewed him multiple times for whether it was Rose Rotation or dugout discussions, and I've always found him fascinating. I just do. Because I do think that he thinks about his answers before he says them. And I don't think that he ever apologizes for feeling a certain way. Do I think that he said he didn't regret things? I think he probably regrets the beer in the dugout, because you don't ever want to be that sort of teammate that shines a light negatively on.
I'm sure like he thinks about it with his son Liam, like looking at him. He doesn't want that.
Probably not. Yeah, Liam became a star. I mean, I know he's talked about how if we were to have walked around the Philly concourse, that Liam's the one who would have gotten stopped for pictures and autographs, not me. And I love that about him. I've always liked Nick Castellanos a lot, and I do root for him. And I think it just came up shy. He was a 5-year, $100 million ball player, and he probably played more like about a $12 million a year ball player at times. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun. It was fun for us to watch.
$170 million in career earnings.
Yeah. God. He was a good hitter, though, for a long time. You remember when he got traded to the Cubs, and he tore it up for those couple months.
He learned from the best.
Yes, he did.
Gosh, the guys that he had around him, so good. Victor Martinez, Miguel Cabrera, Maglio Ordonez. Or was Maggie on those teams?
I don't think so.
No?
No. Castellanos came up in about 12 or 13.
13. So, yeah, Mags wasn't there.
One thing he told me, I think in the first interview I ever did with him on Rose Rotation, I talked to him about, the defensive struggles he had right out of the gate at third base.
Yeah.
And he said, I had a lot of games where I did not want the ball hit to me. I was terrified of having the ball hit to me. And he goes, it is the worst feeling in the world. And not a lot of guys are that vulnerable. They might have felt that way during their time as a major leaguer, but they wouldn't admit to it. So I always appreciated his honesty. I don't know, Philly fans out there, how do you see Castellanos now that it's packed up and gone? He didn't even make it the full 5 years of his deal. He got released in the spring because they knew they just couldn't bring him back. I wonder if they had made a managerial change prior to the season, if they would have brought him back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, what's your gut say?
If the Phillies would have moved on and went to Don Mattingly before season, would Nick Castellanos be back?
Right.
instead of just eating $20 million, essentially.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I don't think so, because they were pretty dead set on having Crawford start the year in center field, and then it kind of changes the outfield composition, and
Yeah.
the bats probably weren't there, so no.
Good he moved on.
But maybe.
All right, last thing. Not sure if you saw this late night out in Anaheim. Rockies get the Angels again. Rumfield hits a ball out to right center field. Joe Adell, who's made catch after catch after catch this year, chasing after it. Looked like it might have flicked off his glove, hit off his head, and went above the yellow line. Canseco'd that shit.
That's a tough one, man.
Oh.
I'll tell you why it's not as bad as Canseco.
Well,
It's because it didn't go over the fence. It just went over the yellow line.
yes.
So it doesn't look as bad, but it's pretty bad.
Let's be honest. It's not as bad as Canseco because it was Jose Canseco.
That too.
That's part of it. I don't think we're going to be playing. We still play the Canseco clip after 30 years.
Oh, this one's going to get played.
You think?
Like, when you go to like stadiums and they do like the montages of like bad plays, they don't do that a ton anymore, actually, which is weird. They used to do that so much more.
See, but I'm sure that the Today Show probably played the Jose Canseco clip the next day. Like, well, did you see this? What happened in baseball? I don't think they're playing that because of exactly what you said, that it didn't go over the fence. Here we go. This one's in Cleveland.
It'll get played a lot, but again, I think that's just such a more jarring visual. Oh my gosh, both of them are just so bad.
I mean, look at how far the ball has to bounce to get over the wall from Joe Adell. I guess my question is, does it erase the Gold Glove type catches we've seen him make this year, robbing home run after home? It doesn't, right? Please tell me it doesn't.
Those are so cool. And the one shot from the fan from the back there is like a legendary picture, and like standing in the crowd. How cool.
Yeah, he made 3 home run robberies in one game alone, and that one, look at that. You can see her taking the photo behind him. That is so good. This one against Angel Martinez. Look at how good this one is.
Yeah, get up and get that.
Yeah. Good, Joe. It happens. And by the way, have you ever talked to Joe Adell?
Off the top of my head, no.
He's one of the sweeter guys you'll meet in the sport. Good attitude, always a smile on his face. Nice dude. I root for him. I hate to have seen that happen. Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Swilly.
Yeah. Swilly's she's down bad.
She's wearing it. Rough. All right.
Swilly Deportes.
We are back at it again on Thursday. We cannot wait. I'm sure we'll have hopefully some better Aaron Judge news for you. But if it's bad, we'll break that down too. No pun intended. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, who is running out of time to be in his 30s, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Thursday here on Baseball Today. It's presented to you by T-Mobile.